I'm Greg Adeline in the First Alert News Center with today's top stories, the top 5 stories airing on WISTV.com. Coming in at number 5, a story out of Richland County. A man was charged and hospitalized on Sunday after trying to drive into a Kroger storefront. Deputies with RCSD said that they responded to a Kroger grocery store location on Roberts Branch Parkway after hearing reports of a man using a pickup truck to try and run people over in the parking lot. After RCSD arrived, deputies said that they saw a white Ram pickup truck with a South Carolina tag that had crashed into the front door. According to an incident report, 56-year-old Robert Dukes was foaming at the mouth and told deputies that someone was trying to kill him. Deputies suspect that Dukes used drugs, according to the report from authorities. RCSD spoke with several witnesses and learned that Dukes had run toward a large crowd which had gathered at the front door before jumping over the customer service counter and pushing someone against the wall. Witnesses also told RCSD that Dukes was driving the white truck near the pharmacy section of the Kroger, speeding and honking and nearly running people over before crashing into a concrete pillar and the front door. That's according to the incident report. Dukes was taken to a hospital for treatment before being transported to the Alvin S. Glenn Detention Center. He was charged with breach of peace of a high and aggravated nature, first-degree assault and battery, and third-degree assault and battery. Coming in at number 4, Lexington County Coroner Margaret Fisher identified a man whose body was found dead at a home in Lexington after emergency services responded to a fire. The body was identified on Monday as Caldwell Melton Motley Jr., who's 38 years old, out of Lexington, who was pronounced dead on the scene from multiple stab wounds. According to the Lexington County Sheriff's Department, Motley's body was found on Saturday at a home in the 200 block of Oak Ridge Lane. An incident report stated that when deputies arrived at the scene, they found smoke coming from the roof of the house. Deputies said another man with multiple injuries was found in a shed. He was taken to the hospital and is expected to recover. LCSD, the state law enforcement arson team, and the Lexington County Coroner's Office are investigating this incident. South Carolina's most powerful Democrat, Congressman James Clyburn, spoke with WIS after President Joe Biden announced his decision to end his re-election bid and called him one of the most consequential presidents in our nation's history. Clyburn, whose endorsement of Biden during the 2020 Democratic primary was seen as pivotal to his victory, had remained steadfast in his support of the president's campaign as recently as Sunday morning. Clyburn told WIS that soon after that interview, he received a phone call from Biden informing him of the decision to drop out of the presidential race and quickly join Biden in endorsing Vice President Kamala Harris to lead Democrats at the top of the ticket in November. If Harris were to become the nominee, Clyburn said that there are a number of highly qualified candidates that she could choose to be her running mate, including Governors Andy Beshear, Josh Shapiro, and Roy Cooper. Clyburn dismissed Republican calls for Biden to step down from the presidency as well. And now we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
To see all of the damage that happened at North Central High School because of an EF2 tornado that happened luckily over the weekend. Now so much has changed in the community. The buses are back in place. The school looks amazing. They've done such a good job. There's just so much resiliency here, and we're proud.
WIS 10, connection happens here.
Welcome back to today's top stories. Coming in at number 2, Vice President Kamala Harris received the backing of more than half of the Democratic delegates that she needs to become her party's nominee, and she set a new fundraising record on Monday in her first 24 hours as a presidential candidate. Prominent Democratic elected officials, party leaders, and political organizations quickly lining up behind Harris. Biden's departure frees his delegates to vote for whomever they choose. Key endorsements Monday, including Maryland's Governor Wes Moore, Michigan's Governor Gretchen Whitmer, as well as Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker and Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, all weighing in and lending their support to the vice president. Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi, who had been one of the notable holdouts to Harris, endorsed Harris on Monday. Pelosi said that she was lending her, quote, enthusiastic support to Harris in her effort to lead the party. It comes as she tries to move past her party's recent events, the uproar surrounding the debate performance on June 27th from President Joe Biden. Questions surrounding Biden's mental fitness emerged from both sides of the aisle, including prominent Democrats, in the wake of that debate. Speaking to party leaders, Harris expressed gratitude for Biden's endorsement, but insists that she was looking to earn the nomination in her own right. Biden planned to discuss his decision to step aside later this week in an address to the nation. He wrote a letter posted Sunday to his X account, quote, "I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term," end quote. Republicans, meanwhile, are calling for Biden to step down nearly 30 minutes after he delivered the news that he was folding his campaign. Biden, through his support to Harris, the Democratic National Convention is scheduled to be held August 19th through the 22nd in Chicago. Now, coming in at number 1 on our website, one person dead following a single car crash on Branchdale Highway in Orangeburg County. This crash happened at 7:15 p.m. on Sunday near Rock Hill Road. Now, according to Highway Patrol, the driver of a 2006 Toyota Avalon was heading eastbound on Branchdale Highway when it traveled off the right side of the roadway and then overturned. Troopers said that there were 3 people inside the car. The driver of the car died on the scene. Meanwhile, the remaining passengers were injured and taken to a local hospital by EMS. And those are your latest top stories. For all of the latest news, weather, and sports 24/7, day or night, head to WISTV.com to get all of the latest details on what's happening here in the Midlands and across the nation. I'm Greg Adeline in the First Alert News Center.